you, I'm gonna do it. And so I just started writing Masters of Romance, didn't know what it was gonna be called, and so I sat down and I wrote my script in 6 days. And then I rewrote it in 12 days and to the present format that it's in. And I did initially use what was available to me, which was Oshawa. I live here, I grew up here, and I went to high school here, I went to O'Neill.
Yes.
So I kind of used some of my personal experiences in the story, and I wanted Oshawa to be a character in the story. And it didn't occur to me until later that, well, wouldn't it be great if I got the entire community to support this film? And fortunately for me, the community has risen to the challenge. The film was funded entirely through crowdfunding, and the bulk of the people who contributed were from Durham region. And the budget that we produced this film on was $1,500. And we shot it in 6 days in downtown Oshawa, and all of the locations were donated from business owners in downtown Oshawa. We had Tuto's Cafe, we had Riley's, we had Mustache Club, and we also had Core 21, who was a huge supporter. They actually even let us use their location for our production office, and they were very, very supportive in everything that we needed. They were our home base for the entire production. And we also had the community support. We had media come out and interview us. Channel 12, I was on Rogers yesterday with my cast, and we had a great time. Jefferson took his pants off. And we also had some local businesses contribute printing, etc. So we could not have accomplished this. The film does not look like we spent $1,500. It looks like we spent over $1 million. So I'm extremely grateful for the support in the community, and I think that that's something that's extremely important in Durham region is to grow the film industry here. And that's predominantly why I did it here, as a project to help raise awareness and also change the perception of Oshawa. What is it whenever you say you're from Oshawa, the first thing that comes to mind is, oh, the dirty schwa. But it's not dirty anymore. Well, there are some dirty areas, but it is getting better, it is changing, and that is what I'm highlighting in my film. And so partly changing the perception of Oshawa and highlighting the great benefits of being here. And from working downtown in Core 21 all summer long, I got to understand why Oshawa is great and why the downtown community is great, and also why it's important to support the arts and culture in Oshawa, because people don't stay if there's no culture in Oshawa. So yes, it's great that we have a bedroom community and we have a lot of industry, but the connection between culture and industry, there's a gap, and we have to repair that gap. And that's why I'm trying to accomplish with my film, by getting the businesses to support it and getting the community behind it, and also changing the perception of the downtown area. So it's kind of a huge endeavor with one little film, but we are submitting the film to film festivals. And the first film festival we submitted to was Sundance, which was a couple of weeks ago. And we're also submitting to a couple, several others until we get the ones that we want, and we're going to aim for distribution. And as you noticed, it's a romantic comedy, not really a typical story you would think that would be set in Oshawa, but the response has been really positive and outstanding. People are really getting behind the idea of a story that's set in a small suburb as opposed to a big city, and it's about 40-somethings who can't get love right. So it's like, yeah, your life is screwed up, but it's okay. So I took everything that kind of broke the rules of filmmaking and made something that I think is quite magical. and the entire production process has been quite magical. The fact that we managed to shoot in 6 days, the cast that I managed to get, the crew that I managed to get. Erin is here, she's one of our crew members, and she also was part of the production process. And so we had a very great group of people. 50% of those people were from Oshawa or Durham region, which was the goal was to use local people. We need to also strengthen the connection and the community, trying to foster growth and sense of community in the industry, and understand that, get that communication going between people who live in this community, and understand that there are people here who work in the film industry and are looking to work locally as opposed to commuting to Toronto. And I'm working on that, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, basically that's all I have to say.